Hey, this is Riel Bolden. I'm doing a postmortem on my Pirates Off Game Jam 15 game just to kind of close everything up. It doesn't really feel like everything is closed until I kind of review what I did, so I'm going to be doing that. And I have some friends here. We are all a part of Sandcastle Keep, which is, I want to say game design, but it's just a creative guild where we just kind of make shit. So, in the chat with me, I have Nia, I have Angelin, and I have Mark. They all helped in some way, shape, or form with this Game Jam game, even though the programming was and art and shit was me. They helped with music creation and a lot of QA and shit. So, yeah, so entered it. Finished actually like a day before, which is was pretty nice for me. I'm kind of trying to get a little bit better with self planning, and this really assisted. And hopefully, in the next game jam I get into, will be a little bit quicker than the day before. Kind of hope to finish the game loop a little bit better. But yeah, just looking at like this little standard game page, Angelin helped make this player guide. It's really cool. I liked it. It originally was a GIF, however the size was too large, so we couldn't get it to yeah, you see it runs a little bit every now and then, but yeah, the size was too large, so it does not run, sadly. Probably could have done it in multiple parts or something, but say la vie, we did this on the last day. Yeah, so just like a quick little rundown of a few things for it. So original thought for this game was actually this game Boktai. It's a Hideo Kojima game where you had to go touch grass, and there was a kind of meter that would absorb the amount of air you're getting, or like, you know, grass you're touching, and it would give you a little sun meter. I like that idea of having like a resource that you had to manage. It being Shadow Alchemy, sun really came into play a lot, so figured I should be using that. So that was one of the main draws for inspiration. Next we have like sacrificing / like menuing. I really like having to do like little QTEs, a lot of examples. The most recent one, I think, in popular times has been Helldivers. Helldivers 2 has this like kind of input system. If I were to continue the game, I probably would have made it a little bit more intense, a little bit more interactive, but with what I had, I figured just to do 3 little recipes that used 3 ingredients that you could find while playing. It's pretty easy, and yeah, it's pretty fucking easy. So yeah, we're gonna get into the game. This song is Franz Schubert's. I kind of just found sheet music and made a MIDI. This is only like the beginning. I wanted to reuse this later, so it just loops this small section of the song. It's for to be exact. This is the exact sonata is Sonata 20. But yeah, it's only like that beginning portion. I'm not gonna play this because I have an eerie feeling if I play this, I'm gonna get like a strike, which is insane. But yeah, pretty cool. Really enjoyed that song. So it fit really well for like the theming. It kind of has like this dreary tone that kind of fits with the theming. And yeah, then we get into game. Text of, or like the color of text, I used as a way to differentiate people. So this is kind of like a foreshadowing, I guess, for lack of a better term, that it's red, and later on we will see that our main character's text is not red. So yeah, so starting out, just looking, this character is very much, or like the art style was kind of based on a kind of isometric view similar to Helldivers, and I think it ended up working out pretty well. The main character, actually, funny enough, me and Nia were working on this like day one. I had to make a main character, and I was going through colors for the main character's cloak, and yellow is my favorite color, so it kind of just fit that I made them yellow. But afterwards, someone else mentioned that I did recently play a game called Nine Souls, and it's a little similar. It's a tad similar. Yeah. So you are inspired even if you don't think of it, I guess, is the big thing. Another big thing about this room is that it is I try not to exactly explain everything that's going on in my gameplay or in my game. Like, I rather have like the environment give you information. This one's very, very specific. It was based on, let me see if I have the image. It's based on the Isaac starting room. So I love the Isaac starting room just because while there may be like a few niche things that this isn't telling you about, it's just so simple. You just see it and you're like, okay, I can play the game. I know how to move. I know how to attack. I know how to place a bomb. I know how to use my items, right? It doesn't tell you like weird things like, oh, you can drop passives or whatever, but it gives you enough base to start out. So really, really love that. So did something a little quicker, a little worse. These are supposed to be like little knives, so you would know that the J is the attack key, right? And then WASD on a compass rose, and then right here it says Q, and it has a bunch of alchemical symbols. I actually looked these up, and it's really weird because while I was looking these up, I saw sulfur, but I was like, I'm pretty sure brimstone is also sulfur, but I guess like they were like different like principles or had different meanings. So technically, in this room, it does say that brimstone or sulfur is made from sulfur, which is, you know, when you put the water in the water, it is water. It's very, very correct. But yeah, so this is kind of explaining, like a quick explanation for players what all of the fusions do. I wish I could have done it in a little bit of a longer tutorial or something like that, but I kind of just wanted it to be kind of quick and snappy. I do think this did cause a few players to have issues with getting through the game because I didn't explain a lot. But yeah, inside this room there are 3 switches. There is a secret room for each room except for the last, technically. So going through, if you are given the secret room, it'll fade to white. If you're not, it will fade to black. But yeah, now we have this little guy. While you're in this is usually just like explanations of what's going on. Yeah, I'm trying to think of if I'm forgetting anything like directly. I'm not going to read the text, but this is just the main character explaining the combinations in detail, and then we also meet this little guy who ends up being quite important to the story, I guess. The story that is here. Not a lot of it, but just enough. But yeah, just explaining like all of the small combinations in detail, and post talking to all 3 of these, you are able to continue out of the room. So you are unable to leave the room until you've talked to all 3 of these, and then it marks that you've gotten through this memory. Yeah. I'll be honest, like for a lot of these character designs, I had like inspiration from other things. This little sun guy, I was just like, I need a character that looks like a sun, or like looks like a little flame, and yeah. And then I just kind of tried to keep a consistent color scheme. But yeah, so now we're like outside. First enemies. There's been like an issue with like, I know exactly what's causing the issue. I'm just could not be asked before finishing it for auto text to get fixed. But yeah, first enemy slimes. That slime moving noise was actually just me going, and then pitch shifting it a shit ton. And then after pitch shifting it a shit ton and putting it in, I had it that it is a random pitch even more. So there is like a slight chance that you will just hear like the normal audio that is just me going. I've had it happen like once during playtesting, but it's kind of funny. Yeah, and then right here, I was hoping. So this is like another tutorial. The shift. I was hoping that players would probably hit shift as soon as they see it, and maybe you're like aiming up, so they would see that you can go through walls. That was the original thought. A lot of players did not know that, and I know that because some post QA, there were a few people who got stuck at a later part. Something I didn't mention is, so if we open this is the sacrifice menu. You're able to sacrifice a body part, and each body part that you sacrifice does lead to you. Each body part that you sacrifice does lead to you having some form of like debuff. For the head, you lose your vision. For the arms, your attack speed is lowered, and then for legs, your movement speed is lowered. And then we can synthesize. We're going to do something right real quick, but so Brimstone, if you guys saw earlier when I was auto-attacking, there was a... I'm also gonna get us something. So yeah, we have 2 bars here, so... Oh, I'm out of potassium. But yeah, so we have 2 bars. The red bar is for our ranged attacks that you guys saw earlier, and then the yellow bar is just for attacking in general. A little cool thing is that if you do a ranged attack and you don't hit someone with the melee, you don't lose your stack of melees left, so that's pretty good. That's pretty important for trying to stay alive. But yeah, also I guess I should mention like the sound effects, where these came from. It's literally my take on these sound effects because they make my ears itch in the best way possible. So just those sound effects are such like key part of me growing up, and I made them a while ago but never really used them in any official projects. So I was like, fuck it, let's use it in this. So yeah. Oh, a little second part. It took me forever. This is such a simple particle system. It took me forever. I did not understand how particle systems worked. Now I do. So that's pretty impressive. Also, getting the umbrella to do all this shit was a little bit annoying, but it wasn't super annoying. I was gonna have it that the umbrella disappears when you go inside the room. However, I couldn't be fucking asked. Yeah, once again, you have to talk to both these people. That person, this pink guy's named Gorm. That is a reference to a friend. Shoutouts to my friend Ben. He will never see this, but yeah. I was like, I need a name. I wanted to drop one name in this, and I was like, I just wanted one name in this entire thing. I think I ended up with 2, but I was like, yeah, it'd be funny if I just did that, and I couldn't think of a name, and then I was like, Gorm is kind of funny for like a shopkeep, so. All right, I'm gonna pause here because there's a lot of shit going on. Yeah, so post that this is like a mini boss section. I really enjoyed making this character a lot. This like mini boss. He has 2 moves. It's just like either this ball or summoning these slimes. He'll only summon these slimes if they're low. So if you just kill him directly, he'll only be throwing the fireballs at you. And that laugh is me once again going and then pitch shifting it. And that is based on one of my favorite games. It's Killer 7, where the laugh is a little... Yeah. Honestly, I think I did a pretty good job imitating it for doing it pretty quickly for a game jam. But yeah, so that's the reference. Yeah. Oh, I got rid of my head on accident by hitting E instead of Q, so... But you guys can see what it looks like. Yeah, so those are the 2 moves. So, and he has 2 different laughs. Yeah. But yeah. And here you have to sacrifice a body part to get the memory. So I was figuring people might have noticed that. I was like, why is this up again? And maybe think, hey, maybe I should do something. Funny enough, though, because of how this game is made, it says you have to sacrifice, but it's literally just looking for a change in body parts. So we just lost our head, so if I create a new head, it works. And it disappears, and you get the memory. So... little funny thing that happened because I was not looking if it was lower, I was just looking if it changed. So yeah. And for this character, I kind of wanted to have the player infer that the samurai got turned into this monster. So, have him smiling. I don't know if it's obvious that he's smiling, but yeah, he's just like a little smiling guy. Story-wise, at this point, the player character is supposed to be like getting fed up with like over optimism or whatever. I think when I was making the story, my initial thought was like trying to do like a bit of like a kill the past thing, since it is a big trope for me that I enjoy. But I kind of got lost in like the details a little bit. And for this level, for the secret level, you just have to hit both of the levers. And the bridge is broken. This is the part that a lot of people got confused with. You can literally just shift across and make it. I really like this shift as well. It's a little wonky because it starts behind the player. The animation starts behind the player, but I don't know. I think it does the job well. It kind of conveys that you're like turning into light or whatever. So pretty solid. Little animation, if I do say so. Not to stroke my own ego, but if I do say so myself. But yeah, so that's how you would get the last. That's how you would get the last memory. So, this character, pretty cool character. I really enjoyed making this character. It was pretty obvious what the inspiration is. The inspiration for this is Siegeland. I like the Onion Knights a lot. I like Siegeland a lot, so I was like, I wanted to make like a little female pumpkin knight. Yeah, so it was pretty good. I just figured that it would make sense to have like some type of official. I was gonna originally make another mini boss here that was Maya, or Mai. I think it's Mai. It's been a while. I worked on the game and I finished it. I forget names, but yeah, Mai. So I was gonna originally have it right here, that if you had all the memories, you would fight like a mini boss pre getting up there, but I kind of ran short on time, so was unable to do that. This area is pretty cool. This is based on the Spear Pillar. The inspiration for this was like Spear Pillar from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I just really like the kind of like pillar setup where you're like walking in. So really enjoyed this. Another really cool thing about this area is as you walk closer, the rumbling gets louder. Thought that was really cool. But yeah, you can walk back, but it doesn't do anything. I didn't think people would really walk back. So yeah, and then this is what I called Judgment. I'm going to skip a little bit, and we're gonna go into a world right here where you did not get all of the memories, and we'll see what happens. So if you did not get all the memories and you interact, it's basically the main character not learning anything and realizing that I'm just gonna kill you, mercy, do a mercy killing, and a little quick animation. I like that a lot. And here you find out that the red text is this thing. So yeah, and then the game would reset. So that is the first ending if you do not have any of the memories. However, if you do have the memories, character feels remorseful for what happened, and instead we get the final boss fight, and with music. This final boss fight, while I really like the idea, we'll see if it happens. However, there is a small chance that the final boss does not spawn for a long time and it just becomes like a survival, because I made it a random 1 in 3. So you could just sit here for a while. So yeah, it'll start drawing the signs and things will spawn. So this is the whole thing for this is just like a little fucking thing that will like float around you. It looks like a plane. Or an arrow, and it'll just fly around you in circles, shooting out those kind of orbs that we had earlier. The reason why I had that is I just wanted it to be a little bit more interactive, like a bullet hell. It ended up being a little awkward, mainly because the orbs follow you, so you could get into situations like this. I had to cough. But yeah, you can get in like weird situations like this. But yeah, so yeah, finally got the spawn. And he just kind of moves around randomly. Yeah. Yeah, so he moves around randomly. I'm happy I actually fixed it, so he wasn't supposed to move around. Oh yeah, this is the second part of the song, so... Yeah, this is the rest. It's supposed to be like kind of like a more intense version of the intro music. Pretty dope. I enjoyed it a lot. Kind of messing with this. Me and Mark messed with this. Me and Mark messed with that. Took us a little while, but it's pretty good. I think if I could have done anything is post playing that first loop, I think I would have just stayed in that like ladder section, then coming back to the comp part. But yeah, also I feel like it's a little obvious. You know, we were talking about Spear Pillar. This is based on Deoxys. This character is based on Deoxys, very closely. It's Deoxys and a little bit of the Lord of Frenzy Flame. Kind of was the idea for the head. I was gonna make it a flame, but instead I just kind of made an eye because like this kind of floating eye thing is a little bit creepier. I feel like it fit. Also, it being like the core of like that main character, the little son that was following you in all the memories. I feel like it ended up fitting pretty well. Alright, I need a... Alright, so for this boss, yeah, he would just float around and like more stuff would happen. I was gonna have him have attacks, but ran out of time, sadly. And yeah, so it only takes 6 shots to kill him. Oh shit. Yeah, it only takes 6 shots to kill him, so it's nothing crazy. Not a crazy fight. And then post that, a little cutscene to show, you know, some level of like redemption or whatever. But yeah, that is until our sun fades. I would go into depth of what I was thinking for like lore, but I feel like I'll probably continue this story from another perspective or something of the sort at one point. So yeah, that was everything. That being said, I do have some people watching, so I'm wondering if I didn't explain anything well, or if I forgot anything. So anything that you guys think I forgot? I feel like I got most of the things.
I think you covered everything.
Alright.
I agree.
Is that everything? Did we? No, thank you. Alright, but yeah, that's the whole... That was my entire input for Game Jam 15 for Pirate Software. My next Game Jam is going to be in 10 days, so I kind of had to wrap this up, and I'll probably just upload this raw. I don't really feel like editing or anything. It's mainly for myself anyway. So, yeah, that's it. That's my whole thing.